Peace, family. Total Flare 2.0. Here, back again. I want to pay my respects to the families that were that had went through Hurricane Harvey recently. And I know it's kind of been just a little while since my last video, only because with it being with Hurricane Harvey being around, I kind of was under the weather. It's funny because during the time of Hurricane Harvey, I was I wasn't say balanced enough, and we kind of felt the energy. I know some people kind of felt that same energy too. Where I'm at, we spent say 5 days or more without sunlight, which was crazy. And I couldn't there hasn't been a time, I don't remember in my life, there has been a time where the sun has never appeared for days on end. And so that it kind of somewhat spiritually aggravated me, because I just like being out here, but I can't realize that there comes a time where when the sun is not around, we have to make sure that we take advantage of the energy that we have from the sun as much as we can when we have free time, and also making sure that we use that energy to also be able to connect to nature during times like that. And so the one thing about it is that one of the reasons of my aggravation once again was because, as you may know, like everybody else know, that hurricane was amplified. It wasn't a normal hurricane, same as Hurricane Katrina, and same as unnecessary destruction that has occurred in the southeast region of the United States. And as you may know, like earlier in my YouTube videos, I even spoke about how I felt about certain things that occurred from the place I'm from, and that basically a year and a half ago, my direct family was slightly impacted from the flooding that occurred a year and a half ago. And this was this actually was the sole reason why I started this YouTube channel. And yeah, but I really want to pay my respects to the families, and that when we think about destruction and things of that nature, and based on what I told you already, is that we really need to always be grateful and thankful that we are able to experience life in a degree of abundance in certain ways, and to not turn the other cheek. And these are things that we should already know, but the thing about it is that we don't apply it. And what I mean by applying it is that sometimes we have to give away certain things we have to give to other people, and that's what I did. I made sure that I donated as much as I could toward the cause. And not only that, is that I kept the people in my thoughts, and also reflected upon the things I have, and I realized that everything that is in this reality, when it pertains to nature, that we should be grateful for it. And that's one of the reasons why you see me in like nature almost in every video, is because I'm in a place I've always been. Ever since my awakening, I've been in a place in my life where everything else, once again, does not matter to me. Only the things that represent my ascension based on my soul growth. And at this time, it is really critical for the growth of your soul to be enhanced. Okay, and I realize it's not about having superpowers necessarily. It's not all about that. It's all about, before you have superpowers, you have to have the morality, you have to have the consciousness, and you have to have the appreciation and the divine acknowledgement of everything that is divine in the universe prior to that. But most beings tend to manipulate that based upon things I've shared in prior videos, which is where we talk about evil. And basically this video is really pertaining to what I think the difference between Evol and Eveil is. And I wanted to talk about another topic, but I'd rather keep that for another video. Two critical topics, but till then, I want to talk about this first. I realized that evil, notice that evil or evil, right? There's a veil. That means evil is always hiding. True evil is always hiding. Meaning that we don't know who is behind the reason why Hurricane Harvey was amplified. We don't know who were the people that, or a particular individual is behind agendas to keep the vibration low on the planet. Evil or Eveil does not show him or herself or themselves, because they rather not. They rather use that separation from you so that you can turn against yourself, and that's actually the true evil. The true evil or Eveil. I noticed that myself. You notice that when we go to sleep at night, when we dream, right? Our dreams may not only be positive, it can also be negative. But guess what? That negative side does not show itself only in the dream state, or once you leave your body through astral projection, and you recognize the evil. You recognize the true evil. The true evil shows itself because it's been hiding. You see. And evil. It is said that love can be evil, but I don't think love can be evil, unless you use love to evolve. And I came to realize that, and it makes sense when, and I didn't take this as, I came to realize that people use the aspect of love. Even there are certain ETs, certain entities that don't live based on love, and they use love as a way to take advantage of other people, but they never use it as a way for helping you to evolve. You see, and that I see it as if in this way. Notice you have Evol, EVOL, and VE at the end. That's how I realized that the only way love can be spread unless you are evolved with it, unless we use it as a way of evolving. Notice that when you move into self-love, you actually are evolving in life. When you realize that I have to do certain things for myself to bring the love out, to create more love in my life. For example, me being in this setting, right, I'm doing something that has to do with me, do with my soul, the love I have for myself. And that I can just be out here for hours on end and not feel like I have a feeling of lack, because I realize that it's a way for me to evolve when I am in a place, when I'm in a place where I feel safe, where I am implementing love for myself, and that once I have love within myself, I'm able, when I'm actually connecting to other people, they can feel love from me because I already had the love already inside of me. They can feel it, you see. And many people, and with this, we talk about the evolution of the soul. When I talk about the evolution of the soul, I realize that the soul has to go through certain experiences, or allow certain experiences to come to them, depending on certain experiences come to us depending on our degree of consciousness. And that we don't become evil unless we don't have love guide us. And that's what helps the planet goes to keep turning. And that's why I came to realize that the more we activate the love aspect within ourselves, the more we can make the planet keep turning and turning and turning. People talked about back in 2012 that the world was going to end and things of that nature. And they keep talking about it, and they keep talking about it all the time with Nibiru and things of that nature. But yet it never comes. Why? Because the love is still on the planet. They try to promote fear, but yet the love outweighs the fear. You see? And that says a lot about us. That means that we're doing something right. That means that there is each and every day, no matter how much, no matter what we're doing at least something that has to do with love. You see? But the thing about it is that what degree is it? Is it in everything you do? Right? And I want to say that with love is not only just about the love you have for yourself, the love you may have for other people, but also I feel like it's the love we have for everything that may not be physical. What I mean by that? I mean by the sun, the moon. The moon may not be physical. The stars. Everything that is seen as a hologram. Even though, yeah, there's a book called The Holographic Universe, and that I may be a hologram, but it doesn't mean that love is not existing. It's just that love is an expression to keep this reality in a divine state. And I feel like as if that the more we acknowledge nature, the more we refer back to nature, the more we give to nature, give our attention to nature, give more attention to ourselves, the more we do things that are in alignment with our soul, the more love cannot be evil. And so yes, that's really what this video was all about. And once again, I want to give a big acknowledgement to the families that have lost their homes, and I just hope that there's a way for most definitely. I know that there's going to be a way for those families to bounce back from what had happened, because I know that back in 2005 when New Orleans had suffered what it had suffered with, I noticed that the southeast portion of Texas, which is Houston and Corpus Christi, was there to help New Orleans and so forth. And the great thing is that Louisiana did the same. But I realized that through all this destruction that's going on, I came to realize that it's all based on universal divine order. And that after solar eclipse, it's usually after solar eclipses, bad things do happen, and a cleansing must happen as well in order for good things to come through. And I realized that at this moment in time, during this time, we had to activate a certain part of ourselves that has to do with a higher state of consciousness when it pertains to being a king, a true king, and a true queen for yourself. Primarily for yourself, with wisdom and modesty, humbleness, discipline, and also and also divinity as well. And that's something that I'm moving towards in at this time in my life, because I realized that I cannot no longer allow certain negative energies just to take advantage of me no longer. Because usually I realize that the thing about what gets us through all these problems, and that the way we get through it is through love. That no matter how hard evil can come at you, or Evol can come at you, alright, as long as you have a lot of love inside you, they may bring you down, but they're not going to bring you down so far. And I feel like that they would have brought me down so far if I didn't make a video, if I didn't gather my energies at the time of the solar eclipse. That was a ritual of itself. And I realized that. So now I know that I came to realize that with enough love, you can overpower any challenge or any endeavor or adversity that may come your way. I'm a living testament. And I know a lot of other people are as well, that are on the pursuit of higher consciousness as well. So I thank you for listening, and I thank you for your patience. And I'll see you for the next video that I will do later. And I want to let you know to stay safe, stay humble, and stay grateful. Most definitely. And remember to always live in the caduceus as well. Total Flash 2.0. Here, back in. Peace.